Welcome back to Football Bloody Hell. थोड़ा ये अलग ही वीडियो है guys. Everyone watching in, we have Menace the Monk, Nidhi, and Alok from South Stand View. Thank you guys for joining me early in the morning for Alok and my standard time at least. Nidhi के लिए I don't know. I think Nidhi is used to waking up a little earlier nowadays. See, I'm smiling abhi guys in this video, but I don't think I'll be smiling too much going ahead because we will preview mainly Liverpool versus United. We'll obviously talk about Spurs and thoda about the other games on the weekend. Premier League में क्या थोड़ा चालू है.
Can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell.
Yep. Guys, both of you straight up, whoever wants to start, rip the band-aid off. What do you all feel? Looking at United still 6 points behind fourth. But what do you feel about our season and what do you all think as rivals is going to happen in the next 1 week, 2 weeks, January 1st?
Alok, you wanna go ahead?
Yeah. It's well, I don't know what to say because I was just speaking to another creator about this yesterday only. That where does United go from here? What do they have to change in this? And I don't think anybody has the answers. किसी के पास जवाब नहीं है कि क्या कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे. You've tried so many different things in the last 10 years. You have tried to get established players. You have tried to get younger players, given them ridiculous wages to come to your club. You have tried a proven manager. You have tried a club legend. You have tried now, of course, what do you call it, as a project manager. But तीनों चीजों में हमें सेम प्रॉब्लम दिखता है कि एक स्टार्टिंग में एक वो न्यू मैनेजर बाउंस जो हनीमून पीरियड जो बोलते हैं वो एक आ जाता है एंड सडनली उसके बाद एवरीथिंग जस्ट गोस फॉर अ टॉस. नाउ व्हाट्स द प्रॉब्लम? इज दिस डाउन टू द फैंस के जो अलग एक्सपेक्टेशंस रख रहे आर यू गाइज नॉट come to the reality that this is not the old United anymore. This is not the United of Sir Alex Ferguson who's going to win trophies left, right, and center. As a Tottenham fan, I shouldn't speak about trophies, but it's a reality now that United is not going to go for these trophies like you used to under Sir Alex Ferguson. और फैंस को पहले वो रियलिटी चेक लेना पड़ेगा. फैंस को पहले रियलिटी से अपनाना पड़ेगा रियलिटी को. Secondly, once the board has to accept that, the board has to know that, okay, now we have to start things afresh. Reset button. Now I start with lower expectations. I start with a manager who can take me just to the door of the trophies. Then I can start building again. And for that, you can't buy players for like 80 million, 90 million, 100 million at 250k a week, 300k a week. Rashford earning 400k a week. 300, 400k a week. Sancho earning 300k a week. Kane used to earn 200k a week at Tottenham. I think with Liverpool, I think the highest wage earner is, I think, Salah.
Mohamed Salah.
Who's at probably 300k a week, 250 or 300k a week. Which makes sense. Salah is a Premier League legend, not just a Liverpool legend. It's a Premier League legend. But Rashford, आप अभी भी उनको youth प्लेयर समझते हो, आप अभी भी उसको पोटेंशियल समझते हो. 27 years old now, 26, 27 years old. 6-7 साल, 8 साल से खेल रहा है वो प्रीमियर लीग में. You cannot offer these wages and then expect players to not be lackadaisical about their entire behavior at the club. और मेरे ख्याल से everything that we learned you shouldn't do at a club, United is doing that right now. I may be picturing like ऐसे बहुत ऐसे grim picture बना रहा हूँ, ऐसे लग रहा होगा, but it's a fact. It's a really bad place.
It's not a grim picture you're painting. The painting is already on the wall. Finishing touches are being applied right now, which is why मुझे बोला कि I want to talk to you guys about this, right? The painting is almost done. वो बोलते हैं ना varnish डाल रहे हैं अभी to shine it up, and that will happen if they sack Ten Hag, right? Nidhi, what do you think?
Dick, the question is, what do you think is going to happen to United in the next 1 week or so? Correct. That is what your question is. I think in the next 1 week,
2 weeks, whatever.
I said. Look, I think in next 10 days, 1 week, 15 days, 1 month, I think you guys are going to be okay in terms of like ऐसा कोई big stumbling block नहीं गिरने वाला है. It's not like कि something major, unless of course something absolutely drastic happens. देख यूनाइटेड का मैं एक चीज बोलता हूँ अनिमेश, personally, as much, देख, I'm a Liverpool fan. I grew up looking up to United and saying कि I wish that was us, right, in every way. So, as a Liverpool fan, right now it is glorious to watch. I'm not talking about you losing 3-0 to Bournemouth. I'm saying कि पूरा club अंदर से हिला हुआ है, right? If you look at right, I'm not talking about the football. The football is okay, मतलब वो तो है ही, that's like the surface of it. But if you look at, you know, the hiring, the whole circus around the ownership, right? वो that was भाई मतलब it was कि the Qataris will come, then they kept raising the prices, the Glazers, then they did not come. Now Jim Ratcliffe is coming. Now suddenly you have like weird rumors. I personally feel, and this is my opinion only, is that United, and this is, I'm not talking about the football or team selection और वरान को क्यों नहीं सेलेक्ट किया और सैंचो से क्यों लड़ रहा है, उसकी बात मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ. मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि पर्सनली मुझे ऐसा लगता है ना दूर से देख के कि there are just too many cooks cooking the same broth. That's what I feel. I don't think there is, of course you can't give the keys of the castle to just one man, but there's still a core group that manages things, right? David, when United were at their golden era, so David Gill was taking care of some stuff, then Sir Alex was taking care of some stuff, right? There was, so you have accountability, you have roles and functions, and now you have account. Abhi kya ho raha hai ki it's open season, ऐसा दूर से देख के लगता है. Now that's the disarray at the top, वो ऊपर का problem है. Then you come down to the team. देख, personally I think Erik Ten Hag is a great manager. I think थोड़ा hype ज्यादा है, but that is not his fault. That is, आजकल किसी को भी hype कर देते हैं और you don't ask for it, and no genuine fans was saying कि, no genuine United fan was saying कि नहीं, Erik Ten Hag तो अभी Pep और Klopp और Mourinho और सबको मतलब पीछे छोड़ देगा. Nobody was saying that.
We are in the era वही.
Yes, but there was a hype. So, but वो उसकी गलती नहीं है. But I feel when you move from a club like Ajax to Man United, na bhai, with all due respect to Ajax, the lights shine brighter at Man United. And मेरे को ऐसा लगता है ना कि उसका ना, in a lot of situations, his way of handling, be it man management, be it roles, be it you know, situations in certain timings, is not the best. ऐसा मुझे लगता है. For example, now this will sound petty, but hear me out. You bought Onana. Onana का point क्या था लाने का? You want, De Gea was a static keeper, right? You wanted basically कि you wanted someone who was ball playing. अब मैं, उसने वो basic mistakes किया, उसको मैं defend नहीं कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है? Onana को आप लेके आए, उसके बाद then your point was to get some center backs who would help him play the kind of football that he wants to play, right? You are stuck with Maguire, जो कि छोड़ के नहीं गया. Now it is another खिचड़ी कि he's been one of your better players. वो तो अलग ही कहानी है, right? But
story अलग है.
हाँ, Lisandro Martinez का injury doesn't help. How is it that Johnny Evans is playing for Man United in 2023? It is like I have this suitcase, right? और मैं अपने डैड को बोल रहा हूँ कि उसके ऊपर वहां पे रख दो. He may do it. He may do it on one or two instances, but that's not the right thing to do. So Johnny Evans, very bad planning. मेरे को ऐसा लगता है in a lot of cases, जैसे Mason Mount का जो amount था, that could have been invested in better planning. आप मतलब center back ला सकते थे. Amrabat मतलब वो haphazard signing, last day पे loan signing, it has worked out, not worked out. The jury is still out. So ट्रांसफर्स के ऊपर तो देखो यार, दैट इज अ पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, बट आई पर्सनली फील कि मिसमैनेजमेंट 101 चल रहा है अभी फिलहाल यूनाइटेड में.
So guys, see, I what both of you covered actually is great, right? And this is why it is important कि we had these two views of both of yours. We live, you know, we starting off with, we live in the Sir Alex conundrum as United fans. अपने convenience पे there are fans who say, guys grow up, Sir Alex Ferguson का जमाना चला गया है, football is modern, football is commercial, football is transfer fee. वो अभी Sir Alex Ferguson का nostalgia भूल जाओ. Higher sack works. Okay, Chelsea ने ये किया था. Wrong. Chelsea also used to have 3-year plans for the managers, very methodically put by Abramovich, with a very good team behind. They had the highest number of players every year signed, loaned out to various leagues, groomed and properly sold at profit every single time. But that is a moot point.
Yes.
अभी फिर बोलते हैं, no, But look at Sir Alex Ferguson. He would not have tolerated any of this nonsense. So he takes a strong stance with Ronaldo. Then with Jadon Sancho, who's a young English player who's good but has done nothing to justify, and was, forget everything else, was backed by said manager in public for 4 months when he was dealing with something. ठीक है? अभी
Yes.
बोलता है कि he shouldn't have called out this player. Sir Alex Ferguson would never do that. But you understand? Either Sir Alex करता है, उसको भूल जाओ, उसको नहीं. So that's one thing we have to escape now. I believe that Sir Alex Ferguson, the way he did things, only applies if you give this manager the same 4-5 years. Till then, don't utter Sir Alex Ferguson's name. Okay, it's pointless. What are you comparing it to? String of results, style of play, not possible. Hierarchy, recruitment, not possible. To your point, Nidhi, agreed 100%. Onana, his signing. Mount, I doubt it looks like it is a Ten Hag signing. Mount does not fit anywhere logically into this team. You can see it from a mile away. Okay? Onana, his signing, not doing well, pressure, fair enough. To the point, again, tomorrow someone asked me, Anthony ka main bolta hu isme, right? Signings, you all said. To Alok's point, wages and signings. Wages are stupid because we were at that point where after Ten Hag, after Van Gaal into Mourinho into Ole, no one wanted to come. How do they come? Because you pay them double the market price. ठीक है, simple fact. That was always going to backfire, even if we won trophies. जीतते तो भी backfire होता. They would have wanted more money. 400k they would have wanted, right? Abhi bhi, it's backfiring. Now I'll tell you where this goes wrong in terms of why people ask me that, someone asked me on Twitter, because I passionately believe that if you support any player over a manager, you don't support the club. But that is my strong opinion, could not be factual.
Right.
Someone asked me on Twitter that why can't both be a problem? Because both of you guys right now, without me asking you, prompting you, said the same thing. इतना ऊपर खिचड़ी पका हुआ है कि ये तो बेचारा नीचे का पानी है. वो तो गर्म करने का वो अपना खुद का he tried to start his life at United. Instead dealing with off the field drama. Anthony, people blame him for. Okay, Anthony, Onana, his signings. Anthony looks like maybe not a Premier League level player. But now he didn't pay 90 million for Anthony. Now Anthony was available for 45-50 million when he came. United typically shat the bed, missed the deadline, signed him in the end. This is our structural failure as a club, which is we've failed.
The point is na Ani, कि you are United. You should not be arm twisted. Matlab, the moment they say if he's a 45 million player, don't pay 90 for him.
Exactly. Just don't make
that transfer. Don't make that transfer.
But why can't we do that? We have no scouting structure in place to have plan B, plan C. Have someone to sign. Now look at the players we've got. Now to your point, we had to go for the overrate.
Which I saw one tweet. Sorry to cut you, Animesh here, but I saw one tweet yesterday when you talk about when you now speak about scouts. The tweet I think was from one of the pundits only. You actually have double the number of scouts than Manchester City. You have about from 58 scouts registered on your payroll, and City has about 25, 27. So double the number of scouts that you have.
But
you don't have a structure.
That's the thing.
Where are these players that you are talking about? जो United way में खेलने वाले लोग जो है. Anyway, forget about United way. The manager's way of style of football.
Correct guy who's there in the job, right? So, for example, Kim Jing-Mei ka baat hua. I want to talk about it in yesterday's episode. I can talk about it right now. He was identified. We chose to prioritize Mount instead. He went to Bayern. Bayern, the way he played against us, you saw. Difference of us being the competition and not being in the competition. In front of your eyes, you can see the difference of having a player over there, right? In the games that you've seen him play, Kim Jing-Mei. Simple translation of what manager wants to scouting network to, someone in the middle saying, ye kar sakte, ye nahi kar sakte. In a world where Haaland was available because of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer cultivating a network, you are telling me, and the world wants me to believe, the rivals want me to believe at that point, Ole was backed because he got Sancho, because he got Ronaldo. Ole didn't want Ronaldo. Maybe he wanted Sancho. Ole wanted Erling Haaland because he said he'll be the future of the Premier League. A guy screaming out loud. Why is there such a mismanagement, right? And to your point, Nidhi, to finish it off, which is why I am not Erik Ten Hag blindly in. I can understand that guy, like you said, Nidhi. He feels like, he is also kind of looking at United historically like Sir Alex Ferguson, where the manager gets to say what he wants to say, but the club doesn't back him. The club has put him to dogs. They sold him out to the media, bar and bar. Okay? To a point, should he cultivate himself, culture himself to calm down so that he can keep the job? Why would you want this job at this point right now? If all you're going to get is shit. Ego?
Anyways, there is such a bad paradox at the club currently, because you speak to half of the people, you realize that वो लोग बोलेंगे कि Erik Ten Hag got too much freedom in the club to buy the players that he wanted. Okay, he needs to, like, there should be somebody who needs to curb his no unlimited power. For example,
This
why
is
should I
Gary
go for
Neville, right?
Onana?
This is Gary Neville.
No, I spoke to Mohak yesterday, and like, this is not just the pundit speaking. There are a lot of fans that are starting not to say that now. कि Erik Ten Hag अगर बोलेगा कि मुझे ये player चाहिए, the club will go for that player sometimes, pay ridiculous overpriced money for a certain player, where at the same time आप ये भी कह रहे हो कि Erik Ten Hag को backing नहीं मिल रही है club से. So there is so much, like, no one knows what's happening at the club.
That's like
Right?
that's
For example,
dichotomous.
yeah, this is such a big paradox right now at the club that either your manager is getting backed or he's not getting backed, right? I really don't know what's happening, and that just speaks a lot about United. There is no direction, and I'll give you. You spoke about Haaland, Animesh. I'll give you. I'm ready to bet my money at a month's wager on this. कि अगर सैंचो की जगह तुम हालैंड लेते और सैंचो सिटी चले जाता, सैंचो would have been the star and Haaland would have shat the bed. That's how United has become, because one player cannot change the entire system today. I feel that Haaland's doing wonders today at City because the way everything around him is cultivated, the way the players, the youth system, the training facility, right? That's what makes Haaland what Haaland is. If Haaland goes to United, he's still a good player, but everybody around him is still very selfish. They're just thinking about themselves. Haaland wouldn't have been this good if he had come to United.
No, fair enough. I don't know. See, मेरा I think camera lag हो रहा है थोड़ा, so I'm keeping it off for one more minute. Basically, I agree with both of you.
It's working fine, Animesh.
अच्छा. Basically, for me, I feel कि यार that you guys are right about 100%. I only gave you an example of Haaland to show you that while you said we have the network of scouts, and while we always read about the fact that scouts hai, but why these players going under the radar, right? This is what the players you signed for 2-3 million. Chelsea ने यही किया था. Chelsea started this when Abramovich took over. He wanted to have the best youth product in the team. He used to hate and rival United so much. United had the best youth product at that point, right? Everyone has gone ahead and we have just stayed there, right? So these are simple points ki
But
scouts
see,
hai.
Animesh, the thing is, Haaland is still a player who everybody knew was going to be a star. Like, you don't need a scout system to identify Haaland out of something, right? Because Haaland was doing wonders at Dortmund. But the thing is, for example, somebody like Robertson, somebody like you pulling somebody like Robertson out of nowhere, right? You should be pulling somebody like Udogi or Pape Matar Sarr from nowhere. I don't see such youth players coming from United suddenly.
So no, Alok, that's the thing, right? Haaland was from Molde. It was a very uncultivated.
Yeah.
Like at that time, he wasn't there. We also had at a certain point. We also had tabs on this one. Who's currently at कौन गया अभी बार्सिलोना में कौन है यार बार्सा
Pedri
Frankie de Jong. No. Frankie was apparently on the radar for us before Donny van der Beek and this whole saga, before he was in that first year in Ajax. What happened?
Vitor Roque? Are you talking about Vitor Roque?
No, not Vitor Roque. De Jong, there was one more player. I'm abhi bhul raha hu. To your point, guys, I understand that these guys could have also come to this current structure of the club and failed. But to my point, that I want to compliment Alok's point. We have the scouting network, but kya kar rahe kya hai? Or then it comes down to one thing: the scouts are doing their job, manager's doing his job, telling the scouts, "तुम लोग ये लोग लेके आओ." ये report बना रहा है. Failure is there at the negotiating table in the board, and that is to my point, guys. कि genuinely तुम लोगों को क्या लगता है? And then we'll go on to the game this weekend. थोड़ा we'll discuss it.
Look. एक चीज जस्ट मैं बोलूंगा कि आई ऑल्सो फील ना थोड़ा पर्सपेक्टिव की भी जरूरत है यूनाइटेड को, यूनाइटेड फैंस को थोड़ा पर्सपेक्टिव की जरूरत है. यू जस्ट हैड अ वेरी गुड सीजन लास्ट टाइम. मतलब आई थिंक पोस्ट मोरिनियो दिस वाज योर बेस्ट सीजन पर्सनली, आई थिंक, right? Because, and why I say that in spite of Ole finishing second and everything is because trophy jeeta, and genuinely it looked like, you know, the club was moving in the right direction. Now obviously things have changed a bit this season. थोड़ा अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है, लेकिन I also feel कि it is not as bad as people are making it out to be. It is not as bad as people, like absolutely done. वो वाली situation नहीं है. It is bad. I think certain players definitely, either need to shape up or they need to be shipped up, shipped out or whatever. देख क्या है ना, मैं तेरे को एक example देता हूँ, and you've seen those games with me. There was a player in Liverpool, right? There was a player in Liverpool, and उसका नाम भूल रहा हूँ मैं. He's back with his academy. Not a great player. He was not good in terms of his ability and everything, right? And then लेकिन जब भी वो खेलता था ना, you could never doubt कि ये बंदा खेलना चाहता है कि नहीं खेलना चाहता है for Liverpool, right? Ability wise he was crap. कभी कभी when I look at players like Rashford ना, I'm like कि भाई तेरा commitment कहाँ है? You are Manchester United born and bred. How is it that you look aloof, right? And it can happen a few times, but it happens far too often when things are not going in his favor. So that is very critical to get people who really are committed, and then people who are not committed ना, those people have no place at a football club.
No, 100%. Like मेरे को क्या है कि
And
like
I
Alok,
point and I point fingers, and I'm pointing fingers as a rival fan, as an outsider, whatever you want to call me. I am pointing fingers at the players this time. The manager, I feel उसमें बहुत flaws हैं, but his heart is at the right place. वो काम सही करना चाहता है.
हाँ, see, Alok, that to your point, right? When you have okay, Rashford, ठीक है. I'll tell you one thing. I used to criticize Rashford a lot in his slump season before his big season. कि यार तू कितना अपने आप ट्राई कर रहा है, इतना अपने आप ट्राई कर रहा है. I don't blame him though. Deep down, I was frustrated because he was missing chances. तो frustration बढ़ेगा, right? कोई इतना chances miss करेगा, तो you get frustrated. But I don't doubt his commitment at that time because I'm like, dude, he's picking up the whole weight of the club on his shoulders. This was like 4 years back, 5 years back under Mourinho, transitioning in and out, okay, under LVG. Then he found out that Rashford had a stress fracture. He finally got his rest. He came back. He played well. And right now, right, so I understand United ka basic structural issue. Rashford is so used to trying to do everything on his own. And he had a Marshall who's in and out of the squad, a number 9 who's not settled. Ronaldo who came 1 year and was star of the show. He's again this year, start of the season, trying to do everything on his own. And when he realized that he can't do everything on his own because the system has changed, you have a Højlund who's number 9, who is good. People are slating Højlund at 75 million flop. He has scored freaking in the Champions League in his debut, boss, against Bayern Munich. He's not a flop. There's no way he's a flop. That guy has so much potential. But how do you ask him to score a goal when he doesn't get the ball? और हवा से खुद बॉल हाथ में लेके अंदर डालेगा तो ही गोल मार पाएगा, right? And that's where I criticize Rashford, our wingers. Okay, boss, you're number 9. You are in a slump, right? I understand. You are playing a different system. Find the guy, man. Just find the guy, right? But to your point, guys, and we'll move on from here. I blame the players for Ole. I blame the players for Van Gaal. I blame the players for Jose Mourinho. I don't support any one manager. People say you're blindly thora Ten Hag. I'm showing you a pattern, guys. You all get frustrated every 2 years, United fans. At a point, you are convinced that Mourinho will not be the same Mourinho and he will stay. Mourinho is the kind of guy, when he sees stink like this, what Ten Hag is saying, Mourinho leaves. And Mourinho left.
Yeah.
He wasn't sacked. He happily kind of got himself sacked because he's like, fuck these divas, I'm leaving. Ten Hag is kind of guy who I feel that the discipline he shows, the ethos he shows, a Maguire and McTominay he did not want in his squad. But he has maintained one thing. If you train as per my standards and the club standards as per a badge, I will give you a chance. He gave Pellistri a chance when Sancho was nikala or Anthony wasn't fit. Pellistri is not worthy of starting game in, game out, but he's a good sub. He told that so. Yeah, I think Pellistri is a good player, but he has to do more to prove it to me. Maguire, McTominay, 2 months trained, they came into the team. They did their bit. They are playing. Itna simple manager hai. Tum log train karo, show me that you want to play, and I will start you. I mean, as a fan, I understand that you want tactics, you want flair. Boss, how do you get flair and tactics when you're dealing with diva players, injured players? Oh, but look at the other clubs. They deal with it so well. Name me a club which has these number of injuries in the top flight with this much drama off the field, with no club structure, no negotiation structure, no ownership backing. Tomorrow he doesn't know who to talk to if he wants a player. Is Enos coming in before January? What are they doing, right? So I want to quickly ask you this, guys, and then talk about Liverpool game. Nidhi, you take over, and then Alok, you all to do this. Ten Hag sack? Obviously not, right? It'll be stupid.
No. What will that achieve? And you sack him now and then do what? Repeat the entire cycle again, get a promising young manager and then go through the same issues, because वो भी तो वही बोलेगा ना, I need players who are committed, I need these players. Then that issue is not solved, right? So rather have a guy who's already invested 1.5 seasons into this, and look, as a Liverpool fan, if you sack him, it is going to be very funny. It is going to be very good,
Of course.
right? But neutrally speaking, no, that's the wrong decision.
Alok?
Yeah. No, I mean you can't sack him at this point of time. You have to back him. You have to stay with him for good 3 seasons at least. Overall 3 seasons to see whether what he wants to do gets implemented or not. Especially because अभी तुम्हारा ownership change होने वाला है, right? You might want to give him the right backing that you want, right? जो भी चालू है कि उसको बैकिंग मिलती है नहीं मिलती है, या फिर उसको बहुत ज्यादा फ्रीडम मिला है नहीं मिला है, जो भी ये पैराडॉक्स चालू है अभी फिलहाल क्लब में, आपको नया एक बार ओनर आ जाएगा, उसके बाद पता चलेगा कि वेदर ही इज द राइट गाय टू टेक द टीम फॉरवर्ड और नॉट. बट आपके टेन हाग को वैसे ही रख के आपको क्लब के आजू बाजू की जो चीज है वो बहुत ज्यादा चेंज करने की जरूरत है, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट अबाउट Ten Hag being the best manager in the world and then you put your pieces around him. I'm not saying that. But any manager you bring, and if you have such bad things going around that manager, you are going to fail more often than not. तो आप Ten Hag को रखो, एक स्ट्रक्चर बनाना शुरू कर दो. आप शायद 2-3 सीजन आपको नहीं कुछ अच्छा मिलेगा उससे. It's okay. Ten Hag is not the last manager that you will have. Probably 3 सीजन बाद आपको लगेगा कि हाँ ठीक है, Ten Hag नहीं, हमको now we need something better or something different. Per se, तब तुम सोचोगे उसके बारे में. अभी is not the right time to sack Erik Ten Hag because I don't think it's Ten Hag's fault per se. थोड़ा बहुत हो भी सकता है, ऐसे नहीं है, but
no, he is. He's not
more
faultless.
people.
He's
There
made
are
some dumb decisions.
people around him. There are people around him that are more at fault at this point of time, and you should address that before you address the Ten Hag issue.
Fair enough. And like I said, guys, कि if you want to change the manager right now, कौन आएगा? Deserby is promising. They'll pay him an obscene fee. They'll pay Brighton an obscene fee. He will come. He'll say, I want to sign left back. I want to sign Estupinian. I want to sign Evan Ferguson, which would have ideally been 40-45 million pound players. They will come at 100 million. Then they'll tell him, we don't have money for you.
United
Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. Anyway, guys, so moving on to the Anfield game. Nidhi, good time to be a Liverpool fan. Honestly, you're going to get to watch another spanking of United. What do you think is going to happen in this game? Straightforward win, easily?
नहीं भाई, देख, स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड यूनाइटेड लिवरपूल में कुछ नहीं होता है, राइट? आई नो अभी यू गाइज आर अभी दैट नैरेटिव ऑफ 7-0 एंड ऑल दैट, बट रिमेंबर द कॉन्वर्सेशन बिफोर द लास्ट सीजन. यार, लास्ट सीजन के गेम के पहले रिमेंबर द कॉन्वर्सेशन. यूनाइटेड हैड जस्ट बीट बार्सिलोना. you had won the Carabao Cup, League Cup जीत के you guys were coming, and Anfield में हम लोग का पूरा हालत खराब था. The whole narrative was that कि अभी United will beat Liverpool and finally उनका hopes खत्म करेगा ये सीजन का. What happened, right? ये see, I have watched football for too many years to know कि ये सब मैच में ना ये league position and form and all these things go out of the window. Look, I am not going to यहाँ पे मैं बैठ के jinx करने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहा हूँ. But the point is United are in a bad state. Obviously with the injuries, Maguire बाहर है, Shaw बाहर है, Rashford का पता नहीं है, your Bruno Fernandes is suspended. Yes, there are issues, right? So मतलब वो सब मैं मानता हूँ, फॉर्म अच्छा नहीं है, the माहौल अराउंड द क्लब इज नॉट द बेस्ट, वो सब मैं मानता हूँ, लेकिन आई स्टिल थिंक दैट दिस इज नॉट अ foregone conclusion as people are making it out to be, right? I think United need a reaction. अभी यूरोप से बाहर हो गए हैं. You would expect the players to have some sort of reaction. अब वो नहीं दिखता है तो वो एक अलग डिस्कशन है, राइट? वी आर प्लेइंग वेल, वी आर इन अ गुड पोजीशन, सो आई एम कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट दिस फिक्चर. बट ऐसा नहीं है कि स्पैंकिंग एंड इट्स नॉट लाइक कि इट्स अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ कि कितना मारेंगे, वो नॉट एट ऑल. Because it's if you look at our performances also, last 3 games we've played Fulham, Sheffield, and now this one. Who did we beat? Fulham, Sheffield, and the latest game we
Palace.
played.
No, Palace.
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 Palace. 2-1 we won against Palace. Not the best performance, right? There were a lot of things. If you are Erik Ten Hag, you are telling your team, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is where they can be exploited. So I think मैच अच्छा होगा. मेरे को कॉन्फिडेंस भी है टीम के ऊपर, बट ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा हूं मैं कि अब तो गए तुम लोग, वो नथिंग लाइक दैट. I don't
See,
think so.
obviously, spanking में बोला तो थोड़ा exaggeration, right? But I feel कि in yesterday's episode I said it will be like a 3-1 loss to us, and it hurts. Normally I did this episode with you all last year and the year before that, and I went to our episode by the way and to see, and I said the same thing. When it comes to the derby, right, the form goes out of the window. But man, like this time, I feel this is like a real low. मुझे कुछ optimism दिख रहा नहीं है. I want to be so optimistic right now कि मैं कुछ बोलूं, कि कुछ अच्छा बोल सकूं कि यार कि कुछ हो जाने वाला है, right? Mino will start, Hannibal will start, Garnacho, youth products. Now it's not like it's their time to shine. We have no option but for them to shine. But I feel it is too much pressure on them and very unfair कि यार even if they fail that we be like okay now youth players got the chance, वो लोग ने भी कुछ नहीं किया. I don't want that narrative. I don't want to be defeatist, but I'm in this conundrum as to what am I being as a fan right now. I'm so confused. So I don't expect much from this game, but I do believe it won't be a hiding like 7-0. But I see it struggle how we are going to win this game. And if we do a draw also and a win, and I would have taken this even 2 weeks back, a draw at Anfield is not the worst, right? And you build up and you stay in the top 4 race, and yeah, that'll be enough for me honestly. And it sucks, but it is what I feel truly. Alok, both top 4 race, Anfield and Spurs ka tum log ka position, right? What do you see happening?
Yeah.
And what do you wish to happen?
See, I mean, a draw would be a great result for me, considering like Liverpool, of course, top of the table, but currently for us, I think one of the top 4, contenders, apart from United and Spurs, of course. So draw would be the best result for any neutral fan here. But to be really honest, I see Liverpool winning this. I mean, when I say comfortably, they might not have to move to the 4th gear at all. हमने Bayern Munich के against देखा Champions League में, a must-win game for United, and it felt like your team was just strolling on the pitch. In a must-win game, if you are playing like that, in a Champions League night, like generally you are more encouraged to play in a Champions League night and against team like Bayern Munich at home. Your crowd was extremely bad. At one point, Bayern Munich switched to English. Bayern Munich fans switched to English so that you could understand what they were singing. And they were singing, "Is this a library?" To Old Trafford. This used to be Emirates. Emirates पे गाते थे लोग, "Is this a library?" Old Trafford को मैं इतना शांत देखा, मतलब मुझे याद नहीं है कि मैंने कब देखा है लास्ट. Any team, rival fans, away fans come now and just take over your entire. I think Nistha messaged me. Nistha replied to my Twitter saying कि मैं जब सिटी डर्बी के लिए गई थी वहाँ पे मैनचेस्टर डर्बी के लिए, तब मैंने देखा सिटी फैंस आउट सिंगिंग ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड फैंस. आई थिंक फ्रॉम टॉप टू बॉटम मुझे लगता ही नहीं है कि आप होम पे ऐसे कुछ, दिस इज द ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड ऑफ द ओल्ड. तो आई फील the way Liverpool are playing top of the table, and for the right reasons, because they have just been extremely consistent. Starting में भी थोड़ा वो 1-0 नीचे जाने के बाद 3-1 3-1 3-1 करके now they have come to a point जहाँ पे they look like a good title challenging team. You put that against United जहाँ पे अभी फिलहाल everything is in disarray. You don't know your starting 11. You still don't know your starting 11. Even with the players available, you can't guess कि मैं ये starting 11 खिलाने वाला हूँ. And this is not Pep tinkering. This is, I think, even Erik Ten Hag not knowing what works on the pitch with the players that he's at the disposal of. तो मेरे ख्याल से 3-1, I feel.
Yeah.
One goal I feel is because I think मतलब it's Old Trafford and United can probably score one goal here and there. But if Liverpool manages to keep a clean sheet, I won't be surprised at all.
Anfield है ना, तो this was it's at Anfield. So the reason why I said one goal only because Nidhi will agree, that Liverpool themselves have been very sloppy in the back. So I feel that
Yeah.
sloppiness might still be there in this game, especially because they'll try to attack a lot if we are not looking good, right? So I think a goal can come in there. We might hold on at a 1-1 maybe, but then I feel eventually this side just doesn't have the mentality in them. Nidhi is leaving soon, so we'll also end the episode in a couple of minutes, okay? Um, both of you now, genuinely, start of the season, we are into 17 game week abhi, okay? Did you all anticipate Liverpool and Spurs to be where they are? And where do you think, at least not, I'm not going end of the season, it's too much time still. Come January 1st, where do you see both your clubs? Quickly, you all can have this and we can round up the episode.
Yeah, I think we have done better. We have done better than expected because DMVM हम लोग नहीं लेके आए थे, and we are also not so much, but we are dealing with a little bit of injuries. Konate बीच में बाहर था, Robertson is still out. We don't have Thiago, we don't have Bajcetic. Allison has missed a couple of games, so we've done okay. I think that is okay, but I don't think we are ready to win the title yet. राइट अभी जनवरी में इफ वी एड्रेस डीएम और सेंटर बैक दोनों देन थिंग्स कैन चेंज वेरी क्विकली बट वो नहीं होने वाला है गिवन आवर ओनर्स आई थिंक वी आर ओके बेटर देन जो मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा था ये सीजन फॉर श्योर बट आई ऑल्सो न्यू कि ये सीजन में थोड़ा लास्ट सीजन वाज अ स्लम्प इट वाज नॉट लाइक एक डाउनहिल जा रहा है मेरे को पता था कि ये सीजन एक फाइट बैक तो हम देंगे एंड अभी तक तो दिया है I expect us to be in and around, but I don't think we are ready to win the title this season.
Hello?
Yeah, no one expected Tottenham to be in the top four talks at all, especially with Kane leaving, new manager coming in. The club looked in disarray at that point of time, thoda. But yeah, great start to the season is kind of saving us क्योंकि वो जो 4-5 games हमारा जब रिजल्ट हमारे जैसे नहीं निकल रहे थे अच्छे आई थिंक वी स्टिल are around that top four thing now and with Liverpool I think of course the Liverpool fans will say that they know better and they are saying that they are not in the title race but they are definitely in the title race one of the more consistent teams today in the league and I know okay this is still not half the league half the season there's still like whole season that is still yet to go for यूरोपा लीग गेम्स एंड फरवरी मार्च में वो फटीग आना शुरू हो जाता है एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट आई नो बट दे आर स्टिल इन द टॉक्स दे आर इट लाइक देयर एंड देयर अबाउट फॉर द टाइटल रेस सो ग्रेट फॉर बोथ द टीम्स मैन आई थिंक टॉप I really want Tottenham to finish top four. One season we wanted English teams to do well in the Champions League, and we left it to Manchester United and Newcastle United. And now we might not have the fifth place at all in the Champions League. So we need to get it that top four. Aston Villa playing so well. Newcastle, when the players start coming in from out of injuries, they will start doing well. So I think we just have to kickstart from now because यहाँ से हमारे अगले 2 महीने बहुत easy fixtures है, including the United fixture that we are talking about. So let's see what happens.
बोल दिया एंड में यार घास डाल दिया ऐसे माचिस भी लगा दे No guys, but yeah man, to sum it up, I understand fully I understand the confidence that you all have in your respective teams. Dekho, one thing I noticed, right, and I'll sign off with this, and Liverpool knew they were losing Henderson, they knew Fabinho was gone. They got Gravenberch, they got an Endo, and they got McAllister. Soboslai I'll leave out of the discussion because it's a different kind of signing. Okay? I don't think even you all anticipated the way he will play.
Yeah.
Ten Hag might have got his players, but look at the players he got instead and the ones we needed. That's where I tell you can even over there round up a discussion as to how fuck United is at the top, forget at the bottom. And to Alok's point, right? You all didn't expect where you would be. You got a guy who came in with not expectations, but with the kind of leadership. And just backing that guy's leadership was enough. Yes, you all got Madison, you all got Van der Veen. You had a Sar, uncut diamond, uncut gem of sort, right? You finalized Bentancur, not playing though. Kulusevski, you finalized. Lost Harry Kane. You're looking at people around us, looking at how Arsenal backed Arteta, and look at how Arsenal not playing well also are getting the wins with a Declan Rice. It shows you enough to know that if the club backs the player, backs the manager properly, tells the manager that you are numero uno, players have some power, we respect the players, but this is what they have to do, everything below falls into place. to at least have some structure where you can be like manager काम कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है वो आपको मालूम पड़ जाएगा 6 महीने के अंदर. And that's where I feel you all both deserve to be where you all are in the race right now. Club 115. I don't call City anymore. They're Club 115. After Everton, I will refuse to talk about City as Man City because I understand City fans have nothing to do with this. I feel sorry for you. Manager plays good football, educates with good football. The players play beautiful football. But boss, in a day like today, where Everton get a 10-point reduction and a club like City are still under process, then you tell you everything you need to know. So Club 115 can pretty much, as a City fan, man, it's not your fault. Please support the club. Obviously, it's great for you all to be in this place, but I have nothing else nice to say about the club. But thank you guys so much for joining. You all can have a closing comment if you all
No
want.
words were minced here.
Yeah, I mean, why to mince words? I understand. Fans को क्यों blame करना? Fans are enjoying good football. Yeah, they didn't know this is going to come 2 years down the line. Manager didn't know it, and the players playing they don't know it. You can't blame any of them. Let them enjoy the football. And yeah, but guys, I hope that when I see you guys next, अभी तो बच्चा आ गया है, so I have a more streamlined schedule again. We can start going back to doing more episodes a week if I can stay in touch. Alok, like I'd spoken to you, and Nidhi with you and Manas, however it works. Again, best of luck this guy for you, both of you, this weekend and for this season. Apart from rivals, you've been good friends we've built over the last few years. So as much as it sucks to see my club doing very badly, I can be happy for both of you that you guys are at least happy with the way things are going for you all.
All right, cheers.
Come on, Spurs.